So, had I actually thought through this question, I may not have asked it. Because it's interesting to hear you talk about your life and just kind of like the timing of everything and the dynamics with your mom, because like my life has like echoed that in a lot of ways. So when I was 10, in the course of 4 months, my dad was diagnosed and passed away with cancer.
Holy shit.
I'm an only child, single mom. It was like that for 7 years. And finally, my mom met this dude at church, and she's like enamored with him. And at first, I was like, "Who the fuck do you think you are?
Leave my mom alone."
Yeah, right. I don't like you. But then one day, he was like, "You know what? I'm gonna make some pork barbecue later this week. You wanna how to make some pork barbecue?" I'm like, "Yes."
I like beef barbecue.
Sure. All right, Jeff.
I'll make some pork barbecue.
Sure, Jeff. It's an appealing offer. I'm gonna take you up on that. So they date. They get married. It's fantastic. And then a couple months later, actually not a couple, a singular month later,
After the wedding,
he is diagnosed with cancer as well.
Fucking hell.
You guys ever heard this story? It's very depressing.
Well, side note, my mom's strong as hell. Like, she is.
I'm catching that vibe. I'm picking up on
The
that.
general vibe I'm getting here is moms drink dirty martinis and are tough as hell.
Yes, that is a common theme.
If that's the message of this episode.
Also, they're very short.
That's the title of the episode. Moms are tough as hell and drink dirty martinis.
Yeah.
There we go.
So he gets the cancer diagnosis a month after marriage.
Yes. They had been together less than a year. And so they come home from the hospital after the diagnosis. He's jacked up on some sort of like meds. He's literally sitting on the couch just like,
Yeah.
doesn't even know what's happening. He's going to sober up from the drugs. My mom's going to have to like tell
Tell him again he has cancer. Yeah.
So my mom comes in, and I had just gone to Best Buy to buy T.I.'s new album with...
T.I. versus T.I.P.?
Before that.
Oh, okay.
The one where it's like the black with the white silhouette of him.
Yeah.
So I'm riding high on my T.I. vibes.
You have some T.I.
Mom walks in, 1,000-yard stare.
Plane? Sorry.
And I'm like, what's going on? And Jeff's just wandering around the living room and sits down. And Mom's like, well, he's got cancer. We're here we go again. And that was at that moment where I'm like, there was like this shift of I could either just like distance myself or I could engage in this with her.
Yeah.
And say, you know what? We're going to be okay. And it was in that moment I looked at her. We did not have open channels of communication. I was not someone who was like, Mom, what's going on with life? When,
Mom, girls are hot.
Mom, right, exactly. There was none of that.
Yeah.
I had
Mom was mom.
Mom was mom.
Mom was mom.
Mom paid for things. Mom took me places. And that was the extent of our
You
dynamics.
loved mom.
I loved mom.
Of course.
But when I had problems, I would watch COC.
That's a universal
You want to
experience.
know Matt in a nutshell?
What would Seth do? All right, I'm going to do that.
What's happening in my life? Maybe I should watch the OC.
Don't do it,
and
Ryan
understand what's
does.
going on.
Right, not Ryan. I'll do what Seth does.
There you go.
And this was the first moment I engaged with her in like a way of like, we will be okay.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what happens, we're going to make it through this. Unfortunately, things got very dark the next couple of months. 2 months after his diagnosis, he passed. I graduated high school and then went off to college. And so my mom was home alone.
Speaking of hardcore mom.
And so that...
Two dudes.
Yes. And side note, recently, she's started talking to a third. And I don't know. That's why
I really hope that,
So do I.
one, he doesn't get cancer. Two, that they get married. Three,
Yes.
that they live like the best third story act
Yep.
that a couple could live in their life.
That is why,
I think she's earned it on some level.
on every level.
Yeah.
So it's like, my mom's a fucking champ. But it got really dark. And the where you had to go home for a couple days and be with her, I had something very similar where my mom had said some things where I'm like, I don't think this is safe.
I don't think someone who's in a good mental state says this.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm actually terrified. on my way out the door, she dropped some hints, said some things where I'm like, I can't in a good mind go back to school right now. Called the pastor, and because my mom had such respect for our pastor.
Right.
So for all the questioning of Christianity that we've done in this conversation, kind of hinted at, this is one thing where I'm like, yo, this is actually like...
No, yeah.
It will foster community.
Everyone's take on that is different, and I'm only inserting that right now. Like, it doesn't mean that, like, fuck God or...
Do not negate...
Yeah.
There is good that can
Cultural,
come from that.
yeah, there's still good things.
Yeah,
that can
For sure.
So, called my pastor. I was like, I have an exam tomorrow. Like, my future is kind of... I was in a highly competitive field, and so, like, I couldn't, like... You're torn. You're like...
Do I care about myself or do I care about my mom?
And am I equipped to handle this situation?
You might know more about that than we do.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and like,
Mm-hmm.
how do I, as a person, knowing my mom loves me literally to death, do I negate what's best for me in the moment to take care of her, or what do I do? And in that moment, I called my pastor called her, she called me the next day saying, she doesn't swear, but the heart of it was, what the fuck did you do? And I'm like, well, you terrified me, and I took action. And it was the first time I had ever had to say, like...
You were 17?
Yeah.
Wow.
At that point, I was 18. And so it was
A
the first...
whole year older.
Oh, I get it. Yeah.
Trust me, like, maturity didn't hit me until I was, like, 27.
Yeah.
That's a whole other story.
That's fantastic.
We were friends.
But that was...
I remember.
Yes, But that was the first moment where I'm like, I think you're wrong. And so, like...
The first time you disagree with your parents is a very significant moment.
I have so many stories I could tell.
We're not gonna
That's
That's for later.
Questions.
Yes.
I have questions.
Thank you for sharing.
That's
that,
another-
by the way.
But the only fair thing to do is actually to answer the question of power for myself.
Yeah, you asshole.
You guys didn't.
Full circle.
And this is ironic. Dallas, you want to come stand right here? The last time that I felt powerful was a couple days ago when my little brother Dallas, you are how old now?
25.
He's 25. I'm
Great
31. But he told me a story in the context of talking about himself with other friends. He mentioned, he's like, I've been wanting to change direction in life, not do the same things that I've always done before, drink a little less, like actually, you could go on many different tangents in regards to things that you want to like move forward in life, but like mostly you're trying to get a direction that feels positive and forward.
Right.
But you said like you've been harping on me for years, and you always talk about like the 5 people that you surround yourself with are the 5 people that you're going to be like, and that's actually the reason why you said you wanted to move in here, is because you were like, I want to be around people that I like and respect, which 1, humbling, 2, really cool. But 3,
sure?
I was also like, oh, you heard me. But like when your siblings hear what you're trying to talk about or what you're like exposing, because like you've experienced yourself and they adopt it, you feel pretty cool. And you feel like you feel like you're actually having an impact on a level that is very important. Not just like with friends, it's just like my brother heard me.
Yeah.
Because also like friends can like wrong you, and it doesn't necessarily like affect your heart as like hardcore as like
when your
a sibling does. But when a sibling wrongs you or like goes different than what you thought they were gonna do, like it wrecks you.
Oh my
but
god.
when a sibling does right by you,
Feels looking fantastic.
it's like,
or
oh
you
my
feel
God.
like you've done right by a sibling.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just like. So that's it.
Cheers to
Thanks for
Dallas.
being in frame.
We love
That's
Dallas.
literally- that's my story about power.
Cheers.
Here's to drinking less.
I thought about that, but this is also a communal thing where it's just a sip, or a big sip, that's fine.
I'm gonna say you're going out later.
I'm getting better at
There
drinking.
you go.
There you go. There you go.
In the spirit of that.
Yeah. Split that with me.
You got it.
Oh my god.
You can do a montage of all my phone calls.
That's true.
I want that to be in the video.
Dude, how's your phone not broken?
New case, motherfucker!
Okay.
I actually love this. I love the show because it's just like an opportunity to get just a little fucked up too fast.
Also,
Yep.
this is literally, like I said this before when we were all peeing together.
We were not peeing together.
Communally, sword fight.
Communal pee.
One would say sword fight.
I was saying this is literally what I would spend a Friday night doing, like on my own sans camera. So
Agreed. I feel
that's the
same.
intro to your podcast.
All right.
Gerbling.
We gotta talk about that.
Are you ready for a banger?
Oh god, yeah, let's do this.
fuck.
Yes.
Yep.
We gotta talk about
Are you
it.
ready
I
for
thought
a
about it little
banger?
bit.
I don't know if I'm ready for a
Everyone just poured a drink.
Just give me a minute.
Give me a little bit of...
You might want to stretch out a little bit.
Fuck. Just some ragdoll. Oh, the banger.
Trust me.
Are you guys ready?
This is my second episode. I know we
All right.
doing a banger.
This is gonna be I think this is gonna be a thing that happens in the show for real.
Kate's not
here.
Kate's not here to second guess your banger.
Bye. When's the last time that you felt regret?
Oh, fuck. Every fucking day of my goddamn life.
Well, I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Well, I'm about to feel regret driving home right now.
This is the answer. Every day of my fucking life. Oh my god.
That was very depressing.
Yeah, let me just polish this whiskey
Well, okay.
off.
I'm just going to preface everything that we're about to say by saying I think we need a little more direction in this.
Regret is a tricky beast. A lot of people think that regret is you shouldn't have any regrets in life. Those people have not done anything terrible, in my opinion.
Or anything good.
Or anything really good. That's actually very accurate. But for me, regret is something when you embark on a task or embark on a goal, and it is exactly what you think it's supposed to be, and it doesn't work out, and you regret that it doesn't work out. It could also be like a lost love, or it could be so I will lead with my story.
Can we just blanket statement like we don't regret anything because everything works out and it's built me into who I am today.
Sure. Like there's
this thing of like every regret you grow from, every regret there's a silver lining to everything. But we're gonna talk about the thing that like there could have ever done something maybe a little bit different.
Yeah.
If done this.
Like there are very few. Like I think it happens to everyone, but I think everyone has. I mean, I'm only 27, so I don't have 80 years of like I'm on my deathbed. Like everyone has 5 regrets, But
well, like there's you type online what are people's biggest regrets before they die. There's literally 90 million articles about people that are in their 80s or on their deathbed and like I wish I would have spent more time with my family.
Yeah.
I wish I would have spent less time working. I wish I would have pursued money. Like there's many regrets.
Now, is this the last time we felt it?
Or the biggest
When's the
regret
last time that you felt regret? It's very specific on purpose because you could go on it, but
it's not my biggest, but it's the most recent.
But so, I mean, I haven't felt this feeling in a long time, and I'm going to tell my story, and that will probably help you.
My question.
Yeah, I really think it will clarify the question.
You already know what I'm.
Mine is like, I think it's the most reoccurring, and it is the most informative, like kind of my identity. I have a daughter who is in a open adoption. I had a previous fiance before my current wife and son, and that
this is a while
obviously
ago.
This is a while ago.
How long's a while?
She's going to turn 9 this year. So,
and you are 31.
I'm 31.
That's right.
So I was like 22. Yes, that's the math worked out there.
That's right.
But the reality is like
hard.
I for 5 years. When the open adoption first became a reality in my life, I did not know how to handle that reality. And only after I accepted that reality was I actually able to form some kind of like normalcy with it. So my regret actually is not the fact that happened. My regret that is still kind of pecking at me is my inability to recognize that at that stage of my life that wasn't what was supposed to happen. So like I used to say my regret is that like I don't get to raise her every day. That is definitely still like some like
a pain
because I love her. She's awesome. Her name's Kinsley Hope Molligraph. She's an incredible human being.
She looks
she's
like you.
She's a performer and loves to dance and likes to be the center of attention. I don't know anybody like that.
Yeah, who fucking does that shit?
But that whole experience like informed my reality on a daily basis for years.
Right.
Like everything was in a reaction to that event that happened because that was
the event of not being able
to raise my daughter.
You knew in that season, in going through that, you knew that she was probably going to be put up for adoption.
Yeah, because that's what was decided.
That was decided.
Yeah, and the reality is like it couldn't have worked out any better.
So
like her parents right now,
right,
are the perfect parents for her.
So
and they're incredible people.
Right. So so for the viewers, right? So just for context, asking you questions. Asking the host. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I like giving the host a banger. Here we go.
I think I led with my own banger.
Yep.
I know, here you go. Welcome to the show, Kate.
Thank you for showing up.
Thank you for joining me today.
So for context, right? You have a relationship with Kinsley today.
Oh yeah, totally.
So tell me about that relationship with her. What's that look like?
We get to go to her house, or we get to go to her dance recitals and hang out. The last time we hung out was when she met her brother, which was my son.
Okay, I'm gonna make you talk to me about that.
Yeah.
So
Make me cry, asshole.
Jesus Christ.
I did the thing. No, so he was about, I think, 5 months old.
Okay.
It was right before Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
I was really, I had actually talked with my counselor about this extensively. I was like, I really want them to meet each other before the holidays because I don't want this to go too long.
Right.
If as anyone knows that has had a kid, it's really difficult when you first have a kid to like do things that expend a lot of energy.
Right.
Like outside of the very normal, like I have to go to work, I have to do this. Like,
Right. There are
so this was like for me, it was like this is going to be an event.
Right.
So I need to but I knew I needed to make this event happen before her birthday, before he got too old. You know, he's like 5 months old. Like it didn't happen right when he was born. But
I want her to experience him as
I want them to meet each other
Mm-hmm.
so that she can be like, I met my brother.
Yep.
And he was a baby, and like they can hang out.
cute.
So we go to their house, and that's not my phone. I have a photo of when they first met each other. And
I think I
she
saw
like
it.
ran up and like was like, hi, and like he immediately started to smile at her, and then like he like did like one of these,
So will,
like,
yeah.
like his will wiggle.
The will wiggle.
And then
Will
she
wiggle.
was just like, oh my god, he's so cute, and then he just smiled bigger, and I'm standing there like, this is normal, everything is fine. On the inside, I'm like, because like I was like, this is just like this. How could you? This is a person that I thought I was never going to be able to have these kinds of experiences with,
Right.
but because of openness and because of grace, yeah, really, this got to be reintroduced to my life, and like,
Right.
she has another brother.
Mm-hmm.
He already has a sister. You can say half brother, half sister, whatever.
Doesn't
But the
matter.
reality is, like, what I've learned in these years with all of this openness is that these relationships are meant to be filled with more love. Not like, if you just want to have a nuclear, normal family, you're not going to be able to experience the kinds of things that I've experienced. Because, yeah, I could have like hard-toed, like kept my world as tight as I thought it was supposed to be when I was 22. It was like, I'm supposed to raise my daughter. No one else is supposed to do that. Like, she's my daughter.
And just think
Like,
because
this
you're
is-
doing that, her life is going to be totally normal and
like,
fine.
it's going to be like
Yeah.
perfect
Healthy.
and wonderful. Actually, like I would have been like a broke dude in college trying to raise a
Shit,
girl.
Yeah.
I would have been a bad dad.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been able, like, I would have given her as much as I could, but like
In a lot of
I didn't
complexes.
have what she needed
Yeah.
Right.
at that time. And like, I live in a world currently in West Michigan where open adoption is actually a reality, and it's a really beautiful thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And I get to choose the kind of relationship that I have with her. But sadly, it took me a long time to like choose to be present, because I really held tight to that reality for a long time, that I thought I was supposed to be the dad.
Right.
And if I'm not dad, what am I?
I'm no one then.
I'm no one then. But that's not true. How many people have come into your guys' life that's just a guy or just a lady that has said words or encouraged you or been present to you, or been like,
What does she think of you as?
so she's
I mean,
just about to the age where I think she's gonna begin to understand what it is.
And I don't ask that in a challenging way.
No.
I ask that in like a curious...
Right.
It's really understand that you come from a woman's belly,
Yeah.
because you see it
You're like,
in,
"That's my
like
mom."
real life.
Yeah.
For sure.
The analogy for dudes is not so pretty.
You're spewed out.
Yeah, exactly. That's a perfect analogy for how awful it is.
You're part of Daddy's guys.
Just a drunken belch.
Oh my god. I'm going to do another reset clap here. Sinking that.
I think we all just wish to stretch.
Anyways, no,
just the two of us.
So I don't think she fully understands like that concept yet.
Right.
But it doesn't matter because she does know. Like when I come, she's like, "Hi, Kate," and she knows who I am.
Mm-hmm.
Last time I was there, we did the latest version of Just Dance, which is the Xbox where it like reads what you're like dancing. You know, like
it's got the bar.
The bar,
and watches you.
You watch it, and like you hold a phone so that it knows like what your motions of what.
Does she love dancing?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so she is your biological daughter.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So she furthers the whole like nature versus nurture argument.
Yeah, she does actually on many levels. But I mean, to be fair, her bio mom also loves dancing.
So I have to give a ton of credit then to her father and mother. Right?
They're incredible people.
Who not only said I would like to adopt a child and do that, but also said the biological father, the biological mother need to be
part of the story. Yeah.
A part of her story, right? Like that's incredible.
Yeah.
Not every story is like that.
No, because there's a lot of pain that happens because people when they get to a certain age just want to know where they come from. They want to know because it's part of who you are.
Right.
You can decide to be like that's not part of who I am, and like you can forge a new identity and you can do all those kinds of things if you really want to. But it's a lot easier if you know where you come from.
Is this the last sip of whiskey for everyone?
We haven't actually cheers.
Do you need a little bit more?
We haven't cheers. Yeah, just give us a little bit of all.
Just a little scotch for everybody here.
Give me a swallow of that.
So,
guys,
cheers to cheers to all of us. Thank you for being vulnerable. Thank you for being powerful, and thank you for just sharing your stories. I hope that you guys appreciate the sharing because at the end of the day, we believe that sharing actually has an impact. That's all.
Agreed. Cheers.
Cheers.
That's such a good whiskey.
Bye.
Did it, man.
Killed it.
That was fun.
Yeah.
You like that?
Yeah, I could do that fucking every fucking day.